Show. And, I am just excited about my guest today. We're going to have a great conversation about a subject and an interesting film about life after death and, thinking about it. So I'm excited to welcome Clark Freeman to the show. He's the star of the supernatural life after death thriller We Go On. How are you, Clark? Thanks for stopping by.
Hey Neil, no problem at all. I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. So tell me about about this project. How did you find out about this project and get part of this?
Luckily, my good friends Andy Mitten and Jesse Holland, who I went to college with, we had done a film a couple years earlier called Yellow Brick Road, which was kind of cult status at that point. And they had written a movie, or they had an idea of a movie about what if a ghost brought you to its dead body, and what would that what would that do? And from that idea sprung We Go On, about Miles Grissom, who's an adult man who's pretty much afraid of everything, gets some money, puts an ad in the newspaper offering $30,000 to the first person who can show him definitive proof of life after death. So his mom sees the ad and comes up, and they kind of go on a buddy horror movie team, ghost hunting to see if there's actually life after death. And he finds out way more than he wanted to. So that's what the movie is, and kind of how I got involved. Is I've been friends with these guys forever, and my mother actually had passed away a couple of years before, so they thought this subject matter might be nice to be able to go on a bit of a ghost hunting trip with my on-screen mom, Annette O'Toole. She was fantastic. So that's how I got involved.
Oh, wow. Okay. So basically that ghost hunting trip. Are you a fan of ghost hunting?
I mean, I wasn't before, I guess I'll say. Uh, there is the divide of, do you believe in life after death or don't you? And Andy Mitten, one of our directors, very much was in the yes column. And our other director, Jesse Holland, was very much in the no column before making this movie. And I think we all kind of reached some form of middle ground during the filming of it.
Wow, that's interesting. How did you prepare for the character? What do you think Miles reminds you most of?
Oh my God. Miles reminds me most of, I guess, my meekest self. That's one thing my friends, the directors said. They were like, look, Clark, we know you're usually kind of a gregarious, loud, smiley, making jokes kind of guy. But Miles is the exact opposite. Miles is not that. They said, actually, if you smile once in the movie, we'll be impressed and we'll have to earn it. So I really had to tamper down my own kind of energy for it and find the thing inside me that made me afraid, or how I would act, truthfully under these imaginary circumstances. The guy so afraid of everything that he can't even go outside. He can't even drive a car. He can't even, he's really crippled by his fear. So that I guess that really pushed me in that direction to tone down everything I usually do.
Okay, so you're why do we need to tone down Clark? Tell me that.
Well, I just mean, I'm not usually one that walks around being afraid of death, and I'd much rather be the life of the party than the scared guy in the corner. So
Yeah,
that's how.
so working with your buddies, how is that different than working on other films?
I think there's a sense of not just camaraderie, but it feels kind of like you're in a band. You know what I mean? Like you know what instrument you're playing. There's a sense of ease. We've made movies together before, and especially a movie like this that is so ambitious and yet still on an indie film budget. I mean, we had to shoot in ways that were outside the box. We did some block shooting, which is, we have a location for one day, but we have 4 or 5 scenes throughout the movie that happen at location. So we have to, set up the camera one way, put on costumes from page 23, go shoot that scene. Annette and I run off, change costumes into page, 52, come out, shoot that scene. So there was, it was a tight schedule, a tight budget, and to get it all in there, I think really helped that we were friends and all on the same page. I don't know. I don't even know if I answered the question. I started
No,
telling
that
stories about the film.
totally answers it for me. I mean,
Yeah.
and that process, and then, you don't wanna take advantage of your friends, right? On set, working.
Oh God, no, no. I think we're all there serving the piece. It's not like we're all getting paid millions and millions of dollars to do this. So no, I'm not taking advantage of everyone. We're all jumping in and giving it our all because we believe in this piece, and it really is. On another interview, somebody said the little horror movie that could. They called it that, and I thought that was a pretty apropos name for it.
Right, absolutely, and do you think, like, in horror films, if you can just be creative enough, you could shoot it anywhere, right? In a lot of ways, if you can make
Yeah,
it really scary.
yeah. I mean, we shot a lot of it. I mean, it's all in Los Angeles, and some of it was under the LAX runway with the giant jets taking off over us. So I don't know if you can get that anywhere, but we definitely found the nooks and crannies of the city.
All right, well, fantastic. I mean, it basically, is a pretty interesting process, and I guess getting what has the feedback been from people who've seen the film?
Uh, the feedback's been so much that I mean, we first came out in I think 2016, so this is actually our re-release. The movie's had enough life to really garner a cult following, and I think it's our time after we were on Shutter for a long time, and since that contract is up, people still wanted to see it, so they put out this Blu-ray re-release remastered, and I got Annette and I to do commentary tracks and have the directors really delve into the commentary tracks. And so this is the first time I think that people can actually get the physical media of the movie, which is why it's impressive to see a little movie have this kind of life after death, so to speak.
And now getting out to get more places for people to check it out, right? By remastering it, getting opportunity for people that just
Exactly.
didn't get to see it the first time.
Exactly. I think because we got bought pretty quickly on our festival run, and exclusively bought by Shutter. So if you didn't know what Shutter was, which some people don't, I mean horror movies fans do, then you wouldn't know this movie was even out there. But this movie, I think, is not just a horror movie. It's also a kind of a mother son family drama, as it were, dealing with the loss of his dad, her husband, and life after death in general. That I think it speaks to a lot more people than just horror fans.
It definitely seems like it. It seems like it's something where you just never know the opportunity, right? And then when it happens, and at that time in 2016, to now as an actor, you look back and say, "Wow," right?
Yeah, I think in life you basically look back and say, "Wow, where did the time go?" Yeah, no, so much has changed between my family life to work to everything else. It's incredible how far we've all come. But then we go back and Annette and I did the commentary track in her dining room together, just like where the same place we rehearsed part of the movie, and it was like no time had passed at all for us, which was very nice. But most everything else has changed.
And what do you think for horror fans that have not seen the film? What's the reason for them to see the film?
Wow, what's the reason for them to see the film? Uh, I think going on this journey with Miles is the reason to see this film. To watch people change on the screen. Annette goes from no, this can't happen. There's no life after death, to being a full time believer and having to come back and save her son. Really, it's got really strong character arcs and performances. Okay, I think across the board, that's definitely worth seeing, whether you're a horror fan or not.
Do you believe in that supernatural in real life? Your thoughts with like seeing the
It's a
ghost hunters?
fantastic
Yeah.
question.
Mm.
I think I did on some level. I don't think I believe in straight up poltergeist kind of ghost stuff, but I do believe that there is an energy in all of us that does go on. That like my mother passed away before filming this movie, and then my children were born, and they've never met, but I see my mom in my kids every day. So there's obviously something, whether it's just genetics even at that point, but part of us does go on in them because we continue to see the reflections of our family down in our kids. It's pretty impressive.
It definitely seems like it's pretty impressive. Any other projects going on right now you'd like to tell people about for you?
Uh, yeah, no. Between COVID and strikes, it's been tough in this town. But my sister and I are actually doing a feature film called All That Remains. It's a semi-autobiographical thing about how our father smuggled artwork out of Czechoslovakia all during the Cold War. So it's kind of an art espionage meets familial drama piece. We shot a little proof of concept short last year, and that should be hitting festivals soon. And then it's about convincing people to give us money to go shoot the real thing.
Isn't that the process? But I think it's the perfect timing, right? Because of the strike,
I,
now everyone's looking for content.
I hope so. That is what I'm hoping as I grind away on this script every day. Absolutely.
Well, it's your passion for sure. Where can people check out the remastered? Where is it available?
Remaster, I believe, is available everywhere. You can pick up Blu-ray and DVD and digital stuff. I'm sure it's on Amazon. I'm sure it's everywhere. Walmart, probably.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, Clark. It was a good conversation. Take care.
Of course. Thanks so much.
All right. You're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.